Have you ever heard your yoga teacher say at the start of the class, there's a block there if you want to use one? And you think, I wish I knew what I should be doing with that. What am I meant to do with that block? In this video, I'm going to show you a couple of ways in which you could use blocks for some of the more restorative postures that we have in our yoga practice. One of my favorites is the 2 blocks to release the chest and upper body. So this might be something that you're doing at the start of the class before you begin, or at the very end. It could be an alternative to your Savasana or something that you're doing just before. I also recommend this as a nice option if you're working from home or if you're doing a lot of desk work. Probably at home you'd be more comfortable, but you could do it at work, that's fine. To do periodically to reverse this keyboard body and get a little bit more spaciousness. So how do we do this one? We take our 2 blocks. One's going to be for the head. The other is for either you to have across your shoulder blades or in between. Try both. You might have a preference for one over the other. I prefer block across my shoulder blades. And then we come down and sit in front. Now, if it's possible, it's a good idea to have your fingers just wrapped around the block so you can gently lay yourself down, just seeking to find that bottom of the shoulder blades, to then lay the flat part of your shoulder blades over the top. And then with your free hands, you can guide the other block to the back of the head. Arms can rest out beside you, and you can do whatever you want with the legs, Baddha Konasana, maybe knees knocking together or legs stretched out. We're just gently opening the chest here and rolling the shoulders back. It's a little bit too nice to get up. Another option that you could use your blocks for is having them underneath your feet in Savasana. So this is quite a restorative variation, and one that you might want to kind of play with in how you set the blocks up before you come into Savasana. And we would come down to the floor once again and just have either heel resting on each block. You get a tiny little bit of elevation in the legs. It almost makes the feet feel like they're floating. Another option for your blocks is the good old supported bridge pose. Now you can use a single block for this, or you can use the 2 and have much more surface area. So we're coming down onto the back again, restorative. And then we're going to, at the very minimum, slip a block underneath the back of the sacrum. It's a good idea to have both sides of the sacrum covered so that the joints on either side are supported and even. If you wanted a little bit more surface area, you could slide the second block in, almost like you've got a nice big square under the back of the pelvis. Very gently tractioning the lumbar spine. And bringing a feeling of absolute support to the bowl of the pelvis. I could literally just drift off into Shavasana here. So, those are a couple of extra ways for you to play with how you might support yourself in your restorative postures in yoga.